Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. So it's my friends over at Yarnspirations.com. Today we're going to do the tail, the legs, and the ears. So if the body hasn't finished you off by now and you're progressing to this video, congratulations for you. The last one, the body, is a lot of work as far as time consumption. It took me honestly about 8 hours to make everything complete, as you saw on camera. So for some of us that's a little too long on a project, but ultimately it's awesome. I did take some measurements of my particular llama, so I am my llama is a little bloated, if I have to tell you. So it's actually 6 inches taller than it should be and 6 inches longer than it should be. So I have a big size of a dog for myself. So it's kind of really cute. I have to say I'm really loving this project, but today we're going to move further into this project. The hard part really pretty much is done, but now it's just a matter of just doing the smaller stuff in order to finish it off. So that's what we're going to get ourselves involved with today, and that's the story I'm sticking with. So as we get started today, we're on page number 3. We're going to be doing the legs, the tail, and the ears today. And I'm going to show you the legs. I've actually done 3 sets of the legs already. 3 sets. I've done 3 legs already. I'm doing the 4th on camera. And so what you're going to notice when we get to the fur, there is 4 layers of fur, and that's about it. So once we get to there, I'm going to tell you just to finish off and make sure that you see 4 layers, and then you're going to need stuffing and then sew it to the body when you're ready. So I've already kind of demonstrated how I was sewing stuff, so I'm going to leave that for you. Just look at the photograph in order to do it. Now when I look at this photograph here, it almost appears to me that this back leg here is a little bit more relaxed so that it will sit a little bit more upright. So you might want to consider that, so it's not straight down like this. It could just be the photograph too, but that's something you may want to consider, but it's pretty darn cute if you ask me. So let's begin and let's do the legs. You'll need 4 legs for your particular llama. So let's get started. We're going to do a magic circle or adjustable ring. I've already shown how to do that in video number 1, plus there's also a step out video in the playlist as well. So we're going to start off with that, and don't forget you're going to need your stitch marker for you to be able to keep count. So once you have your adjustable ring done, then the starting of the legs is going to be 6 single crochets in the ring. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So once you get your 6 in there, I would recommend, just like I did before, put in your stitch marker and then pull on that ring so that you can pull it shut, and then use a tapestry needle to close it permanently like so. So just pulling on the string and then pull it nice and tight, and then just using that same strand to secure it with the tapestry needle. So please do that now, and see me back here in just a moment. Okay, now that it's all secured, make sure you tighten everything back up. So the 6 there, you just have to count it back if you don't see it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 6th one back is where we're going to start the first round, so it's a continuous round. And so in this round here, number 2, is that there's 2 single crochets in each of them. And what you want to do is then move the stitch marker up then once you get to the final. So just do 2 single crochets in each of the stitches around. So as we then get to the last stitch here, just move it on up the stitch marker, and let's begin round number 3. So round number 3, we're going to progressively get bigger for a while, and then we're going to narrow off and then do our first stitch after that. So in round number 3, here we go. We are doing 1 single crochet in the first one, and then 2 single crochets into the next. And I want you to repeat that going all the way around, so ending on the stitch marker, and I'll see you there. So there's 1 in the next, and then 2 in the next. So 1 and 2. I'll see you at the end of this round. Okay, finished round number 3. Let's do number 4. So then the first 2 are by themselves, so 1 and 2 are by themselves, and then the next one are 2 into the same one. So the repeat pattern for round number 4 is 2 by themselves and then 2 into the next. Please do that now. Round number 4 is complete. This is the final growth round that we're about to do. So in round number 5, it's going to be 3 by themselves, so 1, 2, and 3, and then 2 into the next. Please do that. This is round number 5. Okay, just finished round number 5. So rounds number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 are all the same, and it's just 1 single crochet in each. So as you pass this stitch marker, just check it off on the list that you passed it. So when I get through this first round, it's number 6, and then continue around, and then it's 7, and etc. So please do now rounds number 6 through 13, 1 single crochet into each, going all the way around. Okay, so I just finished up to round number 13. So 14 through 25 is the first stitch. First stitch is actually 3 different rounds. So it's 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna do all 3 and we need to do that a total of 4 times. So you're going to see 4 different layers of first stitch. So if you just peel it back, you can see the 1 layer and then the 2nd layer and the 3rd and the 4th. So it's easy to keep an eye on the counts. So I don't really check it off as I go is all I'm saying. To do round 1 of the first stitch, you're gonna immediately just chain 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Simply on the very next stitch in the front loop only, okay, you're just going to single crochet and then chain 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and again the next stitch front loop only, single crochet. So I want you to do that all the way around. That's round 1 of 3 for the first stitch, and I'll see you back here in just a moment. Now that I've gone all the way around, I've done the first stitch and now I'm just gonna peel back the first so I can see it. So where is the first stitch? If you follow the first loop and land it, that's where the first stitch is in the circle. So if you just go through, just look for the back loop of that last round we were just on, and what I need you to do is just do 1 single crochet in each of those back loops. There should be a total count of 30. If you have like 31 or 29, just fudge it. So make sure that you end up with 30. Because these first stitches are right in front, you'll never see that you've had to improvise at all. So just make sure that you get 30 single crochets in the circle going all the way around, and this is round number 2 of the first stitch. So I'm coming up all the way back around. I'm looking where that stitch marker is, and that's the last one. So that gives me the count of 30. So before I move up any further, I want to move that stitch marker up now, and when I do the 3rd round of the first stitch, I'm just going to use both loops then going in each round. Again, making sure that you end up with the count of 30. So 30 is the magic number. So do that all the way around now. Okay, so I just finished it. So it was 1 single crochet in the regular stitches and there's the count of 30. So I want to repeat the first stitch 3 more times. So I want to start with the front loops. Okay, so making the loops, chain 10 in the front loop only. Then I want to go around and do the back loop only. Okay, the number is 30 stitches, and then finally for the 3rd round it's in both of the strands, which is a regular stitch, and the count is 30. So I want you to repeat what we just learned now 3 more times so that you end up with 4 sets of these, and you'll end up on the last one as being the 3rd round of a first stitch, and I'll see you at the end of this round. So once you get the 4 sets done, you should be able to peel back and see the layers. Now this tail, I want you to leave long enough so that you can sew it to the llama after. So just leave a nice generous long tail. Also pull out your stitch marker and make sure that you do 4 legs here. So they're all the same. So you just start this part of the tutorial again if you need to follow that along. Other words, it's pretty easy to go from this point. So let's continue along, and we're gonna move on to the tail next. So let's move on to the tail using the same size hook. I'm just keeping an extra long tail just in case I need it, and I'm actually gonna make it a little bit longer than that just in case I have to sew it. You never know. See how it goes, right? So I want you to chain a total of 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So second chain from the hook I want to put in here, and I want to go 1 single crochet in each of the stitches. So each of the, so we'll do the first one and then in the next 4. So it's 1 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, which leaves 1 extra stitch that's left in this chain, and it states in there put 2 single crochets in the last one. 1 and 2. So it's saying to go on the opposite side, so just continue to turn it over, and you can go right up over top of this tail if you want to, and starting in the very first one. Okay, so after this is the 2 singles, so start in the first one, and it states that you want to single crochet in the next 5. So we're gonna do 1, 2, we'll try 2 again, 2, 3, 4, and that takes you right to the last stitch, and 5. So it wants us to work on this as a continuous revolution. So what you want to do is you want to put in your stitch marker at this point in that last one, and then that becomes the turning point, very much like the legs and the body. So please do that now, and then we're gonna move up to round number 2 next. Round number 2, we're gonna immediately just jump to the first one and just do 1 single crochet in each of the stitches all the way back to the stitch marker. So just follow it all the way around and 1 single crochet in each, and I'll see at the end of this round. This is round number 2. Okay, just finished round number 2. And round number 3, it's the first stitch for the next 3 rounds. So it's the chain 10, it's the back loop, and then regular stitch. So I want you to do that. I don't need to show you that because we just did the legs in the beginning of this tutorial. So just continuing around, just starting to do the first stitch. Now that I've done the first stitch 1, 2, and 3, that's the first stitch there, I want to do it 3 more times so that you end up with 4 layers. So it's very much like we did with the legs here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want 4 layers of the first stitch, just continually going around the same circle. So please do that now. So repeat 3 more times this whole section. Okay, so now that I've completed rounds number all the way to 14, so you have 4 sets of these that you can see hopefully. And what we're going to do now is that we're going to do rounds 1 and 2 just of the first stitch only, so the chain 10 and then the back loop only, and then the next round and we're going to do a change over, and then we're going to do a whack of first stitching once again. So let's get and do this now. Okay, so we just finished 2 more rounds of the first stitch. The third round we're about to do, which is going to be a slight change. I think this is being put in because if you look at the tail, it looks like it has a slight bend in it. I think this is the round that causes it to happen. That's my educated guess after all. So we're just going to use both loops only, and we're going to single crochet in the next stitch like that, and then what we're going to do then is single crochet the next 2 together twice. So the 2 together, and then we do it again, 1 and 2, just like that. And then it says single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3, and then it says single crochet in the next, or single crochet twice, 2 single crochets in the next 2. So twice, so 1 and 2 into that one, and then 1 and 2 into the next one, 1 and 2, and then single crochet in the final 2. So it still gives you the stitch counts of 12. So if you're thinking you're reducing stitches, you're not. So I think they're having us do it to create a bend in the material. You kind of see how it's kind of just wants to bend over. So that's kind of a neat thing, right? So let's continue now into rounds number 18 through to 23. So let me just figure that out. 18, 19, 20. So it's 2 more repeats of doing these. So what I would do if I were you, just keep an eye on it and just do 3 more or 6 more rounds, and it's basically 2 each of the first stitch. So please do that now, and meet me back here in a moment. So it'll be after round number 23. So I'm here right at the end of the tail, and that's it. So I'm just gonna leave this as a long one that I can sew on. Now when you go to sew this on, remember that the base here has a flat, so you kind of want to follow that up and just make it so that when you go to sew it, that these two, because they're still open, that you want to kind of seal that. So you see it has a natural bend. It's actually not me causing that. It's because of the thought process with the designer, which I think is a really excellent touch of detail. So that's kind of a neat concept if you want, and that's kind of neat. So when if I was to sew it to the actual character, you want to get it within a layer. So if I, let's just say if I was going to sew it to this leg, so when I was go to sew it, I would separate 2 different loops here, and then sew it right in between so that it just naturally looks like it belongs. That's what I would do. So just keep that and just look at the photograph if you need to, and then just make the decision and sew it to your character when you're ready. So that long tail at the beginning, we don't need that. So if you have it already secured, you can get rid of that too, and then that's kind of a neat idea, and you can just brush it downward too. And that's what we're going to do. So make sure you sew it to your character, and we're gonna move on to the ears next. So we're now going to do the ears. They're actually quite tall, and what's happened is I have my stitch marker in, so you'll need a stitch marker. Really quite an easy thing to be able to follow, and there is no loops on this thing. Are you happy about that? I think I'll never complain about another amigurumi as far as how many rounds there are. The first stitch is quite a challenge in order to keep your level of interest going, because it is a lot of work. So nobody's gonna deny it. If you're gonna charge somebody, at least be $1,000 for your llama for sure, just for the inconvenience. So it's kind of a neat process, and what we're gonna do now is start the ears, and we're gonna use the same hook as F, a 3.75mm hook, and then we're gonna get going. So get your stitch marker ready again. Let's begin the starting of the ears. Create an extra long tail. You'll use that to sew, and just create a slip knot to begin. We're gonna form a large ring at this point. Well, large, more than just 2. So here we go. So we're gonna chain a total of 19. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. So what I want you to do is that it says skip the join. So we're just going to join it to the first one like so. And it says skip the join, so we're not gonna do the joining as the first stitch, and then just simply go into the next stitch. So what I want you to do at this point is get your stitch marker up and muzzle mark that first join spot so we know where it is. It's easy to get lost on a project like this if you don't use stitch markers. I just like spare yarn because I have enough of it for sure. So we're gonna begin to do that, and all we're just going to do then is that round number 1 we're just gonna make sure that we have only 18 stitches. So starting in the next one we want to do a total of 18 in a row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 is where we're gonna end up. So 18 is where we want to go. Move that stitch marker up now on the 18th one, and then we're gonna begin, and when we begin then we're going to just jump immediately to the first stitch, which is right here. Let's begin round number 2 through 6, which is a total of 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, so 5 rounds. So 2 through 6 is going to be 1 single crochet in each of the stitches going all the way around, so the total count is 18 if you want to keep count. If you're confident with what you just counted, then you don't need to bother. So just go now rounds number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is 1 single crochet into each going all the way around. So just mark it off as you hit the stitch marker and move it on up. Okay, rounds number 2 through 6 are now complete, and now we're gonna start narrowing up as we hit the going towards the top of the ear, I guess. So let's begin. So we're going to single crochet the next 2 together. So 1 and put 2 together, and then the next 7 are going to be on their own, and you want to do that total of twice. So once you get the 7 in, then do 2 together, and then the next 7, which will be the last. And let's do that then all the way around for round number 7. Okay, round number 8 we're just gonna do 1 single crochet into each going all the way around to the stitch marker. So please do that round number 8. Okay, round number 9 the first 2 are together, and then the next 6 are by themselves. Do that twice. So 2 together and then 6, 2 together and 6. So please meet me at the end of round number 9. Okay, round number 10 just 1 single crochet in each going all the way around. That's round number 10. 1 single crochet in each. Okay, round number 11, 12, 13, and 14 are all reductions. So let's start off in the first one. So round number 11 is just gonna be single crochet 2 together, and then the next 5 by themselves, 2 together, and then 5. Let's begin round number 11. Round number 12, here we go. It's 2 together, and then the next 4 are by themselves. Do that twice, so it's 2 together and 4 by themselves. This is round number 12. Okay, let's do number 13. 13 is 2 together, and then the next 3 by themselves. So 2 together and then 3 by themselves. Do that twice. Okay, round number 14 it's 2 together all the way around, so every 2 stitches become 2, and then I'll meet you at the end of this round and we'll seal it up with the tapestry needle. So it's 2 together all the way around. So once you're all the way around there, just leave a little bit of a longer tail than normal and then just feed it through. It's gonna be slightly opened at the top, and what you want to do with that tapestry needle is just close it. So just take out your stitch marker and then just put this into a tapestry needle and just close it off, and that will conclude your ears for the day. And what we're going to do then is just sew it onto the character. I am going to show you, I have an idea on how to get those legs on. I've heard people complaining that the legs are quite difficult to get on. I've not tried it, but I have a theory which I'm gonna test, and then I'll let you know how it's gonna work out. So just stay with me for just a few more minutes here and I'll show you how I'm gonna put on the legs. It just seems like it kinda makes sense to do it the way that I'm thinking, but who knows. And I'll see you back here in just a few minutes and I'll just show you how to do the legs. Okay, so here's my plan. What I've done is that I've taken this leg, I've stuffed it. I just laid it on top and then I just traced it where I think the opening is. So what we can just, and then I cut it out, and it should be pretty close to where it is. What I'm going to do is that it's really hard to be able to put this onto the body. So if I move the body closer, see, it's just a layer of hair. So if you go to sew it, it's really difficult to get it right in there. So my goal is that once I position it, I'm gonna turn it upside down on my lap, but I'm gonna position it and say, okay, this is where I want a leg. So I'm gonna position where I want the leg and just put in a stitch marker that is hanging out. So obviously 4 legs. And I'm gonna lay this over top and I'm gonna pull through the fibers that make sense. And like a ponytail, I want to put a strand around it of the same color, and it will hold them all together and bunch it, and this will end up in the inside of the leg, giving me access to be able to get to the stitches that I need to get in order to put on the leg. So that's what I'm gonna do, and that's how I'm gonna do the leg. I think it'll work. Wish me luck, but first of all I need to turn it upside down on my lap and get all the positioning done first, and then figure out that from that point. Make sure that you do put enough stuffing in your legs to have a bit of kickback so it will stand without collapsing.
You don't feel alive when everything's so still, and then you dare to complain, you just take your pill. Now we walk where we used to run. We forget how to play, we just sit in the sun. So shake